The hot gates have fallen, the 300 Spartans are dead, and now Athens burns. In the wake of the heroic sacrifice at Thermopylae, the Persian god King Xerxes has achieved his primary goal. The city that defied him, the cradle of democracy, has been sacked and put to the torch. From the nearby island of Salamis, the allied Greek fleet can only watch as smoke chokes the sky, the final monument to their defeat. Panic is spreading. The war seems lost. Most of the Greek commanders, led by the Spartans, demand a retreat to the Isthmus of Corinth to make a final stand on land. But one man, the Athenian politician and general Themistocles, has a different plan. A plan that seems like madness. He argues that their only hope lies not on land, but on the very sea that brought the Persians to their shores. He will stake the future of civilization on a single desperate naval battle in the narrow straits of Salamis. The Greek alliance was on the brink of collapse. The Peloponnesian commanders were adamant: fall back and defend the land bridge to their homes. Why risk their precious ships against a Persian fleet that outnumbered them nearly 3-1? But Themistocles, a master of strategy and persuasion, understood what the Spartans did not. A wall at the isthmus would be useless as long as the massive Persian navy could simply sail around it, landing troops anywhere they pleased. He argued that the war would be won or lost at sea. To lose the fleet was to lose Greece. His argument was bolstered by a stroke of fortune from years before. The Athenians had discovered a rich vein of silver in their mines at Laurion. While many wanted to distribute the wealth to the citizens, Themistocles persuaded them to invest it all into building a new, state-of-the-art fleet of warships. That silver had been forged into their only remaining weapon: 200 triremes. The trireme was the most advanced naval weapon of its day. Its name came from its 3 banks of oars, manned by 170 highly trained rowers, transforming the ship into a living projectile. It was not designed to fight ship to ship with arrows and marines, though it had them. Its primary weapon was a massive bronze-sheathed ram at the prow. The goal of a trireme captain was to use speed and agility to smash this ram into the side of a slower, less maneuverable enemy vessel, splintering its hull and sinking it. The Greek crews were masters of this deadly ballet. But Themistocles knew that in the open sea, the sheer number of Persian ships would allow them to surround and overwhelm his smaller fleet. His entire strategy depended on one thing: luring the Persians into a battle in the narrow straits of Salamis, where their numbers would mean nothing, and the superior skill of the Greek crews would mean everything. The Greek commanders were still wavering, on the verge of ordering the retreat. Themistocles knew he had to force their hand and commit them to his strategy. He made a gamble of stunning audacity, an act that bordered on treason. Under the cover of darkness, he summoned his most trusted servant, a man named Sisinus. He sent Sisinus to row secretly to the Persian camp with a message intended for King Xerxes himself. The message was a masterpiece of deception. Sisinus told the Persian king that Themistocles was secretly on his side and that the terrified Greek fleet was planning to slip away during the night. He advised Xerxes to block the exits of the straits immediately to trap the Greeks and win a final, crushing victory. Xerxes, arrogant and eager to end the war, fell for it completely. He believed he was acting on secret intelligence to trap the Greeks. In reality, he was walking into Themistocles' trap. As the sun rose over Salamis, the Greek sailors were stunned to see the entire Persian fleet blocking the entrances to the straits. There was no escape. Retreat was impossible. Themistocles' gamble had worked. The battle was joined. The massive Persian fleet, confident of victory, surged into the narrow confines. The first line of Greek ships appeared to hesitate, even backing away, luring the Persians deeper into the congested waters. And then they struck. The narrow space descended into utter chaos. The huge Persian fleet could not maneuver. Their ships, packed tightly together, became easy targets. Greek triremes, agile and deadly, shot through the gaps, ramming vessel after vessel. Persian ships crashed into each other, their banks of oars shattering, leaving them dead in the water. The disciplined Persian battle line collapsed into a terrified, disorganized mob. The very size of their fleet became their undoing, as damaged ships trying to retreat blocked the path for ships trying to advance. From a golden throne set up on a hillside overlooking the straits, King Xerxes watched the unfolding disaster. He saw his magnificent fleet, the pride of his empire, being systematically annihilated. He saw his finest commanders and thousands of his men drowning in the very sea he had claimed to command. The historian Herodotus tells of Artemisia, a queen and Persian ally, who only escaped by ramming one of her own friendly ships to fool a Greek captain into thinking she was an ally. The defeat was total and humiliating. By the end of the day, the mighty Persian navy was shattered. With his sea lanes cut and his navy destroyed, Xerxes could no longer supply his massive land army in Greece. Fearing being trapped in Europe, he took the remnants of his fleet and the majority of his army and fled back to Asia. The great invasion was broken. The Battle of Salamis was the definitive turning point of the Greco-Persian Wars. It was a victory not of numbers, but of strategy, a triumph of cunning over brute force. Themistocles' brilliant deception and the skill of the Greek sailors had saved their civilization from conquest. While the Persian land army remained a threat for another year, their back was broken. Without naval support, their defeat was now inevitable. The victory at Salamis ensured that Greece would remain free, allowing the Golden Age of Athens to dawn. It protected the fragile experiment of democracy and allowed the philosophy, art, and science born there to lay the foundations of the Western world. It stands as an eternal testament to the idea that a small group of determined people, armed with a superior strategy, can overcome even the most impossible odds. If you were inspired by the story of strategy and deception, please hit the like button and subscribe for more pivotal moments from history. Let us know in the comments. What do you think was Themistocles' most brilliant move? Thanks for watching.